What is up, everybody? It's time for another market update. And today we are talking about mortgage rates and the likelihood of them coming down soon. This is great news. I'm excited to share because it's been a long time since I've talked about mortgage rates coming down. I don't think I've talked about that in over a year. So let's talk about it. Here's the reasons why. I'm going to give you 3 indicators why we can anticipate mortgage rates coming down. And when I say soon, I'm talking about as soon as March of 2023. All right. So the first thing is inflation levels. Inflation levels are finally starting to slow. The Feds, that's been a big pain point for them. Now, they have been increasing rates literally all year. They have another meeting coming up December 14th. I am not necessarily suggesting that they are going to not hike the rates one more time. But what I am saying is they're hopefully going to recognize that inflation is starting to slow down. And maybe they don't hike as much as they've been. But if they do hike, I just want you all to understand that that directly impacts the banks and the loans that consumers are getting as far as like car loans, installment loans, business loans, things like that, that put money out there. And basically, that brings me to my next point. Money supply is slowing. So that's another great indicator because it means that these higher rates that the banks are giving is slowing down consumers' appetite for debt. When you have less debt in the economy, you have less spending because there's less money in circulation. That now brings the inflation levels down because that's basically the inflation problem, right? Inflation is too many dollars for too few goods. So all of this starting to play out, we can expect mortgage rates to start coming down because mortgage rates a lot of times mirror exactly the levels of inflation as far as like, not the exact percentages, but just the direction of the trend. So with inflation coming down, historically, we've seen mortgage rates come down. So that is a great indicator, great news. The last thing I'll say is shelter costs are coming down. Shelter costs, rent costs, things like that, we are starting to see them coming down. And that is a big part of CPI. CPI stands for Consumer Price Index, okay? And that's a big indicator of what the Feds look at when they're making their decisions about inflation and the rates and all that stuff. So yeah, that is basically my update. Hopefully that's good news for everyone out there. Expect to see an influx of this starting to take place. I would say probably around March of next year. If not that soon, then definitely before June, before the second quarter of next year is over with. So I'm excited about that. I hope you are too. If you have any questions, reach out. Let us know how we can help. And thanks for tuning in. Until next time, take care and God bless.